Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and I think we're feeling a lot better. I think the cold is out of the way, and I was told by the builder in the building that this shirt is not pink, it's shrimp. So I don't know how you feel about pink shirts. I really like them, and I'm not afraid to say it. So we're going to start off with this one at Maple Crossing. So right away when you see the fourth floor, you know it's got the higher ceilings. 235 is the price. It's more than 700 square feet. And they don't really have room measurements here. You've got some nice views. You can see the higher ceiling here. A little bit tight kitchen. There's not a ton of space there. And it looks like you've got the one bedroom. There's your front door right there. You've got your laundry and so on. And I would say it's put together pretty well. This is going to attract attention for sure. I think the ceilings are worth, we don't always see it reflected in sale prices, but I've got to figure it's worth at least $5,000. Wilson's $249,900. And so with this one here, you've actually got surface parking. There's no garage. Without the garage, it actually opens the floor plan up a little bit. And the one thing that I would just caution anybody who's looking at this one, you can see the baseboard heating over here. If you're not careful in managing your baseboard heat, it can really run your bills up. But beyond that, it looks like it's got some decent features. And really, this is about entry point for any kind of even condo, townhouse, anything with even a small backyard. This is basically start point. Barclay Circle's $384,900. It's a Croft side. It's all brick. Anybody who's had the wood version will tell you it's high maintenance. But this one, it's an inside unit, carpet. Not a lot of upgrades in the kitchen. They do have the extra pantry, the fridge depth cabinet, and some California shutters. It looks clean and tidy, and I would say it's certainly within range of where I'd expect it to be. And it's a good looking listing. It's on the relatively quiet part of Barclay inside the circle. There's lots of parks close by. You can walk to two very good schools, Guardian Angels plus Hawthorne Village. We've got a link on there, and so the definition of a link is it's shared by non-interior walls, so that's the garage here. If it was interior walls, we called a semi, and the other version of a link is actually where the houses look like they're detached, and then underneath the ground they have some kind of attachment. A little bit more valuable to have the look of a detached home, even though it's linked by the basement in terms of value. So there's a little bit of a room in the front. We've got one in the back with an open concept kitchen. And if you're going to do stainless steel appliances, make the investment on that hood fan. It makes a big difference. Don't use the cheap white one that the builders put in. You can see they've upgraded some of the light fixtures, which makes a big difference. And you've got a glass door shower, and it looks like you may have to put a fence in here too. 9-foot ceilings on the main floor is a good thing. And I don't know how big it is. That's the only thing I just question in terms of value. Now we've got a semi-detached on Thompson Road, and it's got a finished basement. It's only 3 bedrooms. That's very high for a semi on Thompson. You get a lot of the road noise. You can't have your guests park on the street because this is on a little bit of a cutaway off the main road, and it's considered a fire route if you happen to park in front of it. So I can't see that one really working out. There's no pictures. Maybe it's amazing. Fourth line here is a Pilgrim, 1742 square feet. $480 is the price. You've got side-by-side parking. Fourth line can be a little bit busier. It looks like they've got a separate apartment downstairs. I've mentioned before in videos, this is a relist, and I think that taking the crap off the fridge is a much better thing for selling. I know some people that have gone through this, and they said it really wasn't very impressive when they went through. There was no shots of the basement, which I think is a good thing in terms of showcasing the value. It does seem like it's not too far off of what these models usually sell for, but if it's not showing well, it obviously creates challenges. So we've got fourth line here, and where it is, so if you have fourth line, you've got Louis St. Laurent right here. The high school's there. It's right on the corner. So you've got a situation where there's a lot of traffic for the high school. You've got the people cutting through Louis St. Laurent, which will eventually be what I consider to be a much busier road that'll stretch from end to end in Milton. you've got a nice pond here with some walking and some trails and green space, but I think being right on the corner of the street is not a good thing if you're not into traffic. It's a Quincy corner. The finishes look pretty good inside. It looks like upgraded countertops. And we have seen this model, and it's got a finished basement. We've seen this model with a finished basement sell up in the 530s, 540s with what I consider to be just a quieter street. So I almost think they've made a bit of an adjustment. And the nice thing is that you've got a bit of a wider yard here. If you go back to this photo here, you can see that it actually widens out in the back. And kids probably love that little brick wall right here that introduces you to the neighborhood. I have a feeling they'd love to hide behind the trees and everything else like that. So if you've got kids, that could be a lot of fun. So overall, this one gets a passing grade from me. It's just not for people who want a really quiet crescent location. Archerway is 529.9, and the home itself is a Lindsay model. It's got nice curb appeal. I think they've taken good care of it. Archerway, I think the homes generally look really nice on that street. They're getting to the age where they need new roofs, and if people haven't maintained some of the exterior, you can start to see they look a little bit aged. It's about 1,800 square feet plus a finished basement. I don't know if that kitchen is really going to wow their audience, but the rest of the home looks like it's in very good shape. 529 is usually reserved for the larger homes with better kitchens, but I do like the way this one's set up. I think there's a lot of good parts about it. Moreland 674.9, it's a Charles model. I actually have the original floor plans, and it looked like Wild Wild West. The builder sort of had wanted, and he had all the saloon type fonts and everything. It's actually amazing. I had one of my clients who was around for the original development pass them along to me. So it looks like they've taken some new pictures here and tried to reintroduce it. They had it listed before, held back on offers, and I guess they didn't get what they were looking for. I certainly think that when you compare this to something like the one on Gowland that we have, I think Gowland certainly has a little bit more desirable main floor. And then you've got something like the one at 619 on Gowland too. So there is a little bit of competition. Valley View's at 699, backing onto the ravine. So it would depend on how that one shows in person. The pictures look decent, but I think the real truth would come out to see it in person. So Kincardine is 729, and we've got about 3,200 square feet, and some decent finishes inside. It looks like an intracorp home, and there's a lot of competition around 7, so that would be my one concern for these guys. Where they are on Kincardine, they're actually, if you Google it, it shows up there, but it's actually one of these properties. It faces Tremaine, so you will hear the road noise. There's the roundabout right there, the big community park over here. This land, I sort of hear rumors about it being a gas station, then it's not, then it is. And so it's the second home in on this side. As far as I can tell, this land is protected by the Niagara Escarpment Commission, so you probably wouldn't face development. You probably still have some pretty good views of the escarpment facing west. So seems a little bit high to me. I do like the size of the lot at nearly 50 by 100 feet. Got this one on Dinsmore at $799. So we profiled one on Story that's listed closer to the mid 7s. And I like the finishes a little bit more on the Story one. And this one, the advantage is it has a finished basement. Now that's only valuable if the other 3,300 square feet isn't adequate for the family. And so sometimes with the larger homes, we don't always see the big returns on investment for the basement, just because now you're talking about 5,000 square feet of living space instead of 33, and not everybody needs that. So like I said, my impression is I would buy the Story house, and I'd make the investment in the basement on my own if I felt like I needed that space. I just think that that's a better option, and I like the location a little bit better, although Dinsmore is a very, very quiet street. I like where the park is by Story. So Inglis is 1.08, and this one's been listed before. The shot that I always remember is this one here of the in-ground sprinkler system, if you're curious what that is. It seems like it's pretty much going right. It looks like the kitchen is probably above average compared to what we've seen in the neighborhood, and there's a little bit of carpet and so on. So there's some easy renovations here that I think someone could make that wouldn't break their bank, especially if they're looking over $1 million. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. And we are running tours this weekend. We run them 7 days a week, but the weekend ones tend to be the most popular. So if you want to sign up for that, just click over on this side here. You can meet me at Starbucks if you want to get some questions answered or just strategize a little bit. And then the last thing you can do is come to the buyer class. And I believe the date is October 26th, which is a Saturday, and I think we're doing it at 1 p.m. So if you want to sign up for that, it's just over there. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.